The Yangire, Dorami's magnum opus and the sequel to his currently most popular level, the Yandere, has finally received its last showcase and has started going through the verification process. So finally, after 2 years since the creation of its layout, this masterpiece is finally done. And I must say, boy, this is a level! So yeah, after watching it several times, I have some thoughts and opinions that I want to voice out.
But Anglified, who will receive an opinion from some random goofy gameplay creator? You don't even have creator points!
Disclaimer, everything in this video is my opinion, so please do not take this as an objective standpoint. Feel free to express your thoughts in the comments as well. Well anyways, without further ado, let's get into the action. Alright, so first of all, we got Eldorite's part. Personally, I feel like the attention to detail is splendid. I really like how there's a lot going on, like the eyes flickering in the background, as well as erratic movement and pulses. Something like a static TV would do. But not to a point where everything feels too cluttered, messy, and feels like a generic over-decorated hell level. However, let's get into the Bleeding Cherry Blossom tree part. One thing I would really want to note is the contrast between the red and green in the tree section. Personally, I think it's a great idea, but I think it could be executed better. Another thing I want to note is I feel there's a lack of blood dripping from the tree. I think the blood on the trunk of the tree feels too straight. It feels like red branches poking out of it, like a mace. Personally, I think it will work better if it's like a Minecraft sculpt vein. Basically, but less cluttered and more blood dripping. Overall, very good part, I'm not gonna lie. Alright, next up, we got Partitions part. Sorry, Jenkins and Maddie. Almost forgot you there. I absolutely love this part. It fits well with the song, the red and black fit super well together. The structures and the overall atmosphere reminded me of a torture chamber, especially with the hanging dudes being around. It really contributes to the atmosphere a ton. If we compare between the full level showcase and the most recent preview, there are a ton of new foreground blocks that have been placed, and honestly I love it! Also, before we move on to the next part, can we take a moment to appreciate the animation of the tiny cutscene? If you take a look closer, the eyes actually flicker in different bright colors, like something you would see in a cartoon when someone is crazy. Whoever made that, you are absolutely goated. After the cutscene, we have one small part before Dev's part. Honestly, I would prefer the structures before, as I think the black grass objects embedded with the actual structuring feels too spiky, if you know what I mean. Like, take a look, it looks like a pincushion stabbed by a million needles. Personally, I think it's okay, but I prefer less of the grass objects. Overall, it's personal preference, so tell me what you think in the comments. Alright, that's it for this part, other than one of my most favorite parts, Dev JT. I don't know any major flaws to talk about for this part. You can definitely tell it's a Dev JT part just by looking at it. His style is super iconic, unique, and that's why I love this part, just like any Dev's part and his levels. You can tell that the colors used in Dev's part are amazing. I really like how there's a bit of pink in it, yet it doesn't go too far away from the other colors. The sync in and the intensity in this part is super good and it really complements the song. This is why it's interesting to watch. The hand motion is like super well made, but one thing I really want to note is the animation in the fingers. Because I think the hand is too static without them moving, slight movement really goes a long way in my opinion. Also, the background is a little bit too empty, but the foreground and the intensity distract you from it, so I think it's fine. Overall, very good part! Okay, now we're in Jonathan GD's part, and let's just say... oh boy. The structures doesn't feel like it should be part of the level. It really feels like Dark Odyssey but Nightmare mode? I don't know. I feel like the part is overly decorated with structures and objects like the cable thingies. The structures feel bland in my opinion. Overall, the entire part feels messy and very cluttered, like a lot of the objects distracted from the main gameplay. However, I really like the transition between this part and Maxilands. It's simple but it does the job. At least we get to end off on a good note. Next up, we are now in Maxilands part. Overall, it seems like a typical hell/horror theme part. Not generic, but it doesn't stand out among the rest of the parts. Basically, it feels a bit bland, but not like Jonathan GD's part. One thing I want to say about this part is I think the lightnings are a good addition to the part. For some reason, it works well and I really like it. Oh, and this is epic. The flashes are very good and really lives up to the intensity of the level. And oh my, yo, Malpan, Spectex, you both have done a great job on this part. Especially Malpan because the art in the cutscene is so well made. 3,000 objects is a low amount for such a high quality art. And the hand animation really seals the deal right here. Really, we aren't even in the actual part yet and I am absolutely flabbergasted by this amazing cutscene. Alright, enough blubbering, let's get into the part. The animation for the puppet strings are actually very well animated, I must say. The part doesn't feel cluttered and the block design is somewhat questionable, but somehow does the job? I don't know. At least it's better than Jonathan. The knife animation is cool, but I can definitely tell it's copy and pasted. If I were to remake this part, I would change up the blood stains a little bit. Maybe add some liquid bloods dropping from it. This might help make it seem it's not copy pasted. Overall, this part is one of my most favorite parts of all time. Well done! 2 of my most favorite parts already and we're not even halfway into the level. I can't wait to see the next part. Wait, what do you mean it's made by Dorami? You know what? After watching this part, I think it's actually really good. Apart from the weird messy gameplay, I think it's actually not that bad. I guess Burrito Gamer and Yoon, sir, really carried the deco, huh? Especially Yoon, because man was streaming and grinding for 3 days working on it. Mad respect to the mad lad. To be honest, I really don't have much to say, but this part really is one of the better parts of the level. Alright, time for the next part. Oh wow, what a cutscene. Dang, this goes hard. I'm gonna take a screenshot. Hey yo, what the fuck? One thing I want to note before I move on to the next part, I really don't like the fact that there's like no indicators on where to start clicking and it just turns into a UFO. I feel like that's a flaw for that part, but I don't know what to put as an indicator anyways, and I assume they must have thought the same as well. Next up, we're in Yandere's part. The castle-like structures with the bricks feel fine, but what I really don't like about this part is the overall theme that doesn't feel like it should be part of the level. Especially for the mini-wave part, it really makes the entire part feels like a typical glow style level, with some minor horror aspects. Overall, I like the clean deco, but I just really don't like the part because it doesn't fit with the entire level in my opinion. For the next part, we're in Master X's part, who also got help by Yoonser and Sin. In my opinion, this is what Yandere's part could have been, with a bit more theming and intensity. I really like the Japanese/Chinese culture aspects scattered around the part, from bonsai trees with red flowers to the fan oftenly seen in East Asian culture, which is used to hide the art behind it. The fact that the eyes have a blinking animation, not the typical eyelids being immediately closed and open using an alpha trigger, like there is actual animation to it, really makes the part stand out a ton. The attention to detail, the block design, and the overall atmosphere makes this one of the better parts of the level. Kudos to the 3 of you guys. Okay, remember when Dorami made a creator contest for this part? I just wanted to say that can we take a moment to appreciate the gameplay? It's so satisfying to watch for some reason. Anyways, the decoration is absurdly amazing. I mean, out of all the contestants, I guess that's why Yoonser won the creator contest lol. Jokes aside, the colors in this part, red and orange, really represents the overall theme of the level, and the art is well made as well. Overall, I don't have anything bad to say about this part. Definitely one of the best parts of the level. Massive congratulations for Yoonser on winning the creator contest. This is so well deserved. Moving on, we got Zaro's and Danipol's part. This part feels super intense, and I would say this is actually one of the coolest parts of the level. Even though I'm not a big fan of the blue pulsing at first, but it really started to grow on me, and I really enjoy the intensity it brings. The usage of glow is actually very stunning. I mean, it's literally Danipol. He literally created one of the best looking 9 circles levels in GD history, 10th circle. The leaf floating is really stunning. Like, look at it, they even rotate. The big handprint feels weird for me. Honestly, I'm not a fan, but a lot of people tend to like it a lot, so I guess this is just a me problem. Overall, really incredible part. I really do enjoy it. By the way, we're actually in Enzo's part right now. The transition between Danipol's and Enzo's parts works so well, it actually seemed like there's no change at all. The fact that it mixes so well together made me not realize we're in a different part. The heart with the spinning knives looks so mesmerizing to watch, especially with the blood splatters around the heart. And Zor is one of the creators who I genuinely enjoy their work. I'm glad he got the recognition he deserves ever since Layak. So to see him being part of this collab while creating such a banger isn't surprising, to be fair, but still, I really do enjoy this part. Truly amazing, well deserved. Now we're in the last few parts of the level, which still looks absolutely
nice.
Burgos here, a talented creator that most of us already know has done a banger as per usual. The horn sticking out of the structures is really unique and really cool. The glow usage and the color scheme all seals the deal here. This part really made me feel that we're really in some sort of a fortress here with the fences and amount of skulls. The fact that there's also like eyes appearing and disappearing, those look so cool. Besides that, I really like the fire/glow thing pulsing in the middle of the structures. Overall, this is a very banger part from a very banger creator. Next up, we're going to the home stretch here with Zavkir's part. I won't lie, this part goes hard. The attention to detail is absolutely stunning. I know I said that a lot for the past few parts, but this time I absolutely mean it. Compared to what Zavkir had done in the past with this, I can say he has stepped up his game. And don't get me wrong, his past projects and parts are really good, but this really hits hard. Plus, the art transition is definitely the best one in the whole level. It really encapsulates the feeling of the entire level. By the way, the white pulse is there with the custom structures is so well made. It really shows how much Zavkir has done for this part, because that must have taken a lot of time and effort just for an intense split second. The moving structures throughout the entire part is simple yet effective. It really doesn't make the part feel static despite being a slow and less intense part at the beginning. And to top it all off, Zavkir even made a custom glitch effect at the end to transition to the last part, Bond's part. Last but not least, we have Bond's absolutely amazing part. This part really stands out so much for me compared to the rest of the level, just because of the structures. I rarely see circular structures being used in levels, let alone being this good. The color variation between each structure, as well as the shading and layering, is so well made here. Even though it's a little bit tricky to determine where each structure starts to allow the player to step on, but I think with at least a practice run, it should be easier to know. The foreground having some sort of a blur really helps shifting the focus to be on the actual gameplay, rather be in a total mess. Even though the part lacks some sort of a background, but I think because of the structures and the actual gameplay being so narrow and tight, it should be okay. The progression for the part is actually very subtle, but noticeable as well. It went from like sort of rocky circular orbs to some sort of jagged rocky hell cave. Basically reducing the amount of circular structures, but also introducing some flat structures like these into the mix. And finally, we're in the final stretch. With the wave span in the last ship, with the song being the most intense throughout the part, we end with a cube timing. I must say, the gameplay had really improved a ton after Dorami revamped it in his video. So if you haven't already, please do give it a watch. It's really entertaining and it shows how much effort the creators have put into the level. So that's it for the video. I hope you do enjoy my honest opinion about the level. In a nutshell, other than some parts, this level is a godsend and I am really hyped for Dorami to verify this. 2 years was definitely worth the wait for this absolute masterpiece. Anyways, if you do enjoy this video, make sure to subscribe and comment which part is your favorite. YouTube said that you will like these videos right here, so might as well give one of them a watch. That's it for me today. Thank you so much for watching, and for Dorami, good luck on your last dance.